Hello everyone, it's Zach, and I'm back again with another video. So in this one, we're gonna do some more Reaper tutorials, and I'm going to talk a little more about the sampler. We're going to discuss making some like instruments from scratch. So for example, taking like a bass and sort of making that a playable instrument, and then we'll record that in and make a little bass line for this song that I've got going on here. So let me go into Reaper.
Reaper, unsaved project, Reaper v6.4.
All right, cool. So I'll just play you the track as it is right now, and then from there we will go ahead and start with this sample here. All right, here we go. All right, cool. So first off, I actually need to name these tracks because I put this together pretty quickly. So
4 items.
We'll start with this one.
F1 key, F2 key button. Track
Sample.
name, S, L, E, 1.
There we go.
Unsaved prop 2 1 item.
Let's see what this
F6
is.
key button. Soloed. 1 J.
This is a
F6 key button. Unsoloed.
saxophone.
F1 key, F2 key button. Track F sax F O L O. Unsaved 2 sax.
I'm going to reorder these. Put this one at the bottom.
4 2 3 sample 2 items.
That's already named, so I'm going to put that above here.
1 sample 1 4 item. 1 track 2 3 1 item. 2 sample 2 items.
Cool.
4 2 item. 5 sax solo 1 item.
And we have
3 1 item.
2 more to do rather.
Button, soloed.
Let's see.
1.
This is a
F6 key but unsoloed.
guitar.
F2 key button. Track G T R. 4 2 item.
And this one is
enable locking. Uncheck F2 key button.
our
track
beat.
name B E T.
Cool.
3 GTR.
I'm just going to put this guitar
1 track remove. 4 sax so 1
here.
4 sax 3 B 2 sample 2 item.
Awesome. So we got everything named and reordered just like that. Cool. So yeah, you notice this doesn't have a bass line yet. So I'm going to go into the Media Explorer.
Track name Media Explorer window.
And I've got some samples here
Table. Autoplay table.
that I'll use.
OS,
I'm going to find.
OS,
There's the bass.
tempo,
Now, before I do anything, I'm going to turn off the tempo matching.
tempo match on. Auto.
And I've showed this in another video, so go back and look at that if you'd like.
Menu.
And we're just going to go to right click and
insert into sample player. Insert sample player on a new track.
insert sample player on a new track.
Table.
All right, cool. Now let me close this out. We don't need it anymore.
3 OS under.
And I'm just going to call this bass.
F2 key button. Track select X. 3 bass.
And I'm going
1
to
track 4 sax solo 1 item. 2 sample 3 B 2 items.
move it below
1 track 3 beat 4 bass.
our bass. There we go. Or a beat, rather. We're going to arm it
F7 key armed.
so we can hear it. And if I actually open up the keyboard now, the virtual keyboard,
Virtual.
I'm going to turn this up a little bit.
In,
Also, sorry for the audio quality. Today, I'm just recording with my computer camera. So, yeah, I just played a C. And you can hear right now what's happening. Any note I play, it's playing the same pitch. And we don't want that because this is a bass, right? So let's go into the sampler and we'll fix that right now.
unsaved 4 army bass.
So to get into the effects window where the sampler is, and this is where you would also add effects, which we'll talk about next time, you just press F.
FX.
And that will open up the effects window. Now, this window is pretty simple. It's not too complicated. What we want to focus on right now is the sampler. So I'm just going to go to the right.
OS underscore mode.
There we go. There's the sampler. So
Sample in NOR's MIDI node.
this first thing here is mode. And this is like saying, how do you want the sampler to react? So it's a pop-up button. So if we just click on it.
Menu checkmark. Sample in NOR's MIDI
Or
node.
in Windows, this would be like a drop-down list. So if I go down,
Note. Semitone shifted.
that's what we want. But if I go up,
Freely configurable shifted.
we also have freely configurable. So what I want to do, note,
Note. Semi.
And there's a few other options in here. I'm just going to scroll past these really quick because there's a lot of stuff in here
Import.
we don't need to worry about for this tutorial.
Note 0 C1. Pitch at start. Minus 60. Semitone. Note end. 1. Pitch at 50.
That's fine.
Pitch offset. 0.00. Pitch.
This pitch offset is what we want to worry about. So if I go back to the keyboard and I play...
Selection replay.
Whoops. And I...
120. 0.0. Pitch off.
There we go. Let me actually go into the other window. There we go.
Virtual.
So right now it's still at G. If I play notes, actually it doesn't seem like that worked. So let's go back here and see why.
FX. Track 4.
Maybe I forgot to actually change that.
Sample. Ignores MIDI note.
Oh, I forgot to actually change the pop-up button here.
Note.
There we go.
Virtual MIDI
Now if I go
keyboard.
back, now you see it's now playing a B flat. There we go. That's the higher C. So it's playing a B flat. We don't want that though. We want a C. So I'm going to go back.
Unsaved note. Semitone shift. Import item.
And when I go back to this pitch offset, sorry, I'm moving pretty quickly here.
G pitch. Set pitch. 0.00. Pitch adjust. Slider. 0.
Okay, so when I go here, there's a text field we can type in. So I'm going to just take this up 2 and press return.
2.
And now we should be at C. So if I now keep going,
Semitones.
we're just going to adjust a few other things.
Pitch bend. 2.0.
If you wanted pitch bend, you would just change that here.
Semitone attack. 1.00. 1.
That's fine the way it is.
MS. Sustain. Plus 0.0 dB.
That's all right.
Decay. 200 MS.
That's okay.
Release. 1. Content
Now
select.
I want to take this up because this is too short of a release time. So I'm going to take it up to like 5.
5. MS. Note off. Release override. 1. Release. 1.
Keep going.
MS. MIDI gen. 0 equal portamento. 0. Portamento. 0.
I'm going to turn the portamento up. I'm going to do like 20.
0. MS. Probability. 100.
We'll get to probability in another video.
Round. Remove played notes from obey note offs. Uncheck. Checkbox.
We want to check this because right now, if I play the note, what's happening is when I release the key, the sample keeps playing. We don't want that because this isn't like a drum kit or something like that. So I'm going to actually check this.
Checked.
I'm going to keep going.
Loop. Unchecked. Checkbox.
We don't need it to loop right now.
X fade. 0.00. Crossfade. 0. MS. Loop start offset. 0.
That's
0
all
MS.
right.
Max voices. 8. Max 8.
And because we want this to be a mono thing, we actually want only one voice here.
0. Cache samples smaller than 0 active.
Cool. Now if I go back
Virtual mid unsaved.
to
Virtual.
the keyboard and I play, let's take it up an octave. We got ourselves an 808. We just made one pretty much from scratch. I mean, we used a sample, but... And if I use portamento, we got our slides. There you go. There we go. We got an 808. Really cool, huh? So that was really simple. For contrast, if you were to do this in Logic, it would take a lot more time. You'd have to use the OCR, and then you'd have to kind of go through this huge list of parameters just to try and find, one thing. And while this has a lot of parameters as well, but I find that it's a little easier to navigate through here. And plus, with the ability to actually just type values in, it makes it a lot easier to like adjust things and move things around. So now let's actually record this in. I did show this in the previous video, but you just press R. So I have to get out of the keyboard for a second.
Open project.
And what I'm actually going to do, let me just listen to this one more time so I have the chords. Cool. So I'm going to just open up our metronome settings. Let me turn the metronome on.
Metronome on.
And I'll go to the metronome settings.
Metronome and enable metronome. Check button. Run metronome during count. Run metronome. Count in before playback. Run count in before recording. Uncheck. Check.
We want the count in.
Count in measures. 2. Contact
And
start.
2 is fine. So let me just get out of here.
Unsave.
And I'm just going to play a simple bass line. And then I will just duplicate it to fit. So let's just press R and do that.
Table. Virtual mid.
All right, here we go. Whoops. Now,
Save.
I actually pressed the wrong note, so let me
Delete all button.
delete all that.
Okay.
And let me just see.
Okay. Can't. Okay. Virtual.
Okay, so the note is here. Okay, cool.
Unsaved project.
Try again.
FX. Virtual mid.
All right, here we go. Whoops.
Delete.
Try one more time.
Okay. Can't. Okay.
I have to get used to this keyboard because it's different than the Logic keyboard, so it acts more like a regular piano, like a piano would. So you have like the first note is Z for C. I know it's really weird, and then above that is like your black key, so that would be S, and then you got D. Just go up the scale. So I have to actually play it like regular piano. There we go. Okay, cool. All right.
Unsaved project.
Practice a little bit. All right, here we go.
Table. Virtual MIDI. Save.
Cool. Perfect.
Delete. Read. Save. Unpunch. Save all.
I'm just going to press save all.
Virtual MIDI.
There we go. I'm going to
Unsave.
get out of this. And I'm actually just going to use the second take because that was a lot better. So first off, let me quantize this to the grid. So let me set our grid. I'm going to make sure in the grid settings that I showed you before, hit G.
Snap slash.
And I'm going to make sure that
Use the same grid division in arrange view and MIDI editor. Unchecked. Checked.
that's checked. So I'm going to get out of here.
Unsaved.
And I'm going to set this to eighth notes.
Grid eighth.
There we go. Let me open up the MIDI editor.
Piano roll.
Quantize.
Music. Rectangular. Triangle. Diamond. Note. Filter. Track list.
Oh, let me actually make sure that the item is selected first.
Unchecked. 104.
Yeah, it is.
Quantize. Unchecked.
Cool.
Checkbox. Quantize events. Window. Bypass. Use grid.
All right, we're
Pop-up
gonna
button.
use the grid.
Quantize. Selected notes. Position.
We're just gonna
Pop-up button. Select
quantize
all events.
all the events.
Selected events. All strength. 1%.
That's fine.
Fix overlaps. Checked. Commit
That's
button.
fine.
Oh, cancel. Okay.
And I'm just gonna press
Default.
OK.
MIDI take.
Cool. Now let me get out of here. Let's hide this window.
Unsaved prod. One.
And I'm just gonna go to
Bar 5.
bar 5. And I'm gonna split it here with S.
One item. 2. 1.
Delete the first bit.
One item. 104.
And I'm just gonna copy
One item. Bar 1.
and put it at the beginning.
One up
There. Now let's just take a listen.
Met.
Turn off the metronome. And let me solo it so that we can really hear it.
F5. But F6. Soloed.
Play the wrong note, but it actually works. Yeah. Let me listen to it with the metronome. It seems like it's starting a little weirdly. Oh no, it's good. All right. Awesome. So now I'm actually going to copy this over to bar 9.
Bar 2.
And the reason I'm copying it is because with this recording, I stopped a little bit too early, so it's not looping correctly. And
Bar 9.
I could just like, fix that, but
One item copy.
it's just easier sometimes to
One
go
item
ahead
Bar 13. B49. Bar 12.
and copy it in. So I'm just going to do that.
Bar 1. Bar 11. Bar 12. Bar 13.
Same thing here.
One item added.
Paste that in. There we go. Beautiful.
Bar 1.
So let's now take a listen
F6 key
in the
button.
mix and
Unsold.
see what it sounds like.
Metron.
Now, I don't know about you, and again, I'm sorry for the audio quality. The audio quality on this is not super great, but I am working on that. I'm going to get a program called Audio Hijack, hopefully pretty soon. That will help to rectify that. But what we can do, though, is add some overdrive to it to help kind of bring it out a little bit. So we'll talk about effects a little bit here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press F.
FX. Track 4.
And that opens up the effect for this bass track. And what's really cool in this window, I have to hit add because we already have the sample player in here.
Prod read.
So I'm just going to the end of the list of the parameters, and I'm just going to press this add button here.
Add button.
Click that.
Add FX to combo.
And I'm going to type in dist for distortion into this combo box.
DST.
And if I go to the right now,
Click table. Row 2 of 30. VST.
This is the table with all of our effects categories. So we have things like VST plugins, AU plugins, we have JS plugins, which is what we'll be using. Those are plugins that are specific to Reaper, and you can actually make your own, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go and hit all.
Int all plugins.
And I'm going to go to the right.
Table.
And go down.
Int FX, JS, distortion.
So we have this distortion plugin right here. Let's just go down a little more and see what else we have.
JS, distortion, fuzz. JS, wave shaping distortion. JS.
Yes, we only have 3.
JS,
oh, we have some more
AU distortion. Apple.
up here. This is the Apple distortion.
JS.
Let's just do this JS distortion.
FX.
I'm going to click that.
F7.
Only solo our
F6
bass
solo.
so we can hear it. Okay, that's really distorted. We don't want it to be too distorted. So let's go to the right.
Remove button.
Whoops, to the left actually.
Edit. Gain 20.0.
Okay, so this gain is up like all the way. We don't need it to be that high.
Hardness 6.0.
This hardness is also up quite high. Let me turn that down.
3.0.
And let's see like here. We'll turn this gain way down. Let's try like 3. And let's listen to it now. That's better. Cool, so you can really hear it now because it's got a lot more harmonics.
FX 3 hardness 4.
Take this hardness down a little more.
Unsafe.
Cool. It's kind of interesting. It's not really what I would go for typically, but it works for this. So let's solo it, or unsolo it, rather.
F7 key, F6 key, unsolo.
And let's listen to it. Yeah, works, right? Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's how you add some effects. We did a little more with the sampler. And again, I hope this was useful. Hopefully now you're starting to really see just how fast it can really be to use Reaper and to be able to have all of this control, but have it be, pretty efficient, I would say. This didn't take us too long to do. I mean, even with the, sort of stumbles here and there, it didn't take that long, and I'm hoping that you're starting to see that. So, again, I have a lot more coming. We're going to do stuff with stretch markers, which is going to be really fun. I have some automation stuff that I want to do pretty soon as well. And we'll talk about more with the sampler and more effects too, because Reaper has some pretty cool built-in effects that not a lot of other DAWs have. So that'll be really fun to check out. But again, hopefully this was enjoyable. Let me know what you would like to see in the comments as well. And I will see you guys again really, really soon.
Quick find.
So I'm going to go to this QuickTime window, and we're going to stop this recording, and I'm going to go upload this video. All right. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Stop.